Hey guys, Fillers here. Let's start off by playing a little bit more Railroad Tycoon 3 and get things underway. So our requirements for this mission is bronze, have a company book value of 10 million by the end of 1896. Silver, have a company book value of 15 million and have 2 million in industry profits by the end of 1896. Gold, have a company book value of 25 million, industry profits of 5 million, and have the highest personal net worth of all the tycoons by the end of 1896. Now, just to start off and kind of give you a little backstory, I just played this, I got a silver in it, and getting the gold looked freaking difficult as crap. And so I want to try better. I'm recording again, hopefully that this actually works out for me. So, first of all, I need to start my company. Oh, Flying Pig, company name, 4 quarters. And from what I read online, because I did do a little bit of research, because I was not happy at all by just how badly the computer just freaking kicked your butt in this mission. It's not even like they kicked your butt a little bit. It's like they're just cheating all over the damn place to make it so that they can get exactly what they want. And this is a terrible place. Okay, let me try this. Hold on. I need to move this around. I'm probably have to bulldoze that house. But that's okay. So let's go and go across the bridge. Yeah, the computer just cheats something awful, and it's pretty ridiculous. Let's see here. Now, I actually just kind of give you a little bit of backstory. When I was playing this before, I'm starting off right now in France, or actually Paris. When I started off before, I started off in this section because there's a whole bunch of 2 stars over there, and I figured that that might actually work out better, as well as you don't actually have to cross this bridge in order to get things going. Which, if you didn't notice, just crossing that bridge right there is 200 grand, which is quite a bit of money, especially for this stage of the game. But this game throws you for a couple loops. I mean, getting that to like the what is it? The company book value of 25 million isn't hard to get. Company profits of 5 million, that's not hard to get. What is really hard to get is the disgusting amount of being the very top person, because computer just cheats, as well as they add something to this where they make it so. Hold on, let me lay this down real quick. And yes. Now the whole idea of what I'm doing right here is I'm trying to prevent the computer from getting these starting sections, because these starting sections are just ridiculously good. And so what happens that later on they add a little something, making it so that, hold on, let me turn this off. They add a little something, making it so that if you actually haul the most goods in a year, then they give you, what is it, 50 grand, and they put it into your bank account, which doesn't seem like all that much, but remember, every single 50 grand, essentially, when your stock splits, you can use it to buy additional stock. And so you have multiple years of that, which means you're essentially just getting free cash for yourself to make it so that you can actually take out your competition. And it's brutal. I mean, if you're not the person that has the most, you just go and get your butt seriously kicked all over the damn place. So what I need to do is I need to prevent. Yeah, see, they went and they started down here, and so they kind of went over to my other starting section. So what I need to do is I need to prevent them from actually grabbing any of these locations over here. And by that, I mean I need to issue bonds instantaneously right away. So I need to go from Orleans to Chartres to Le Mans. The other thing is that based off of like some of these ones where you can actually go and take out the competition, or where you're not actually like in direct competition with them, it is actually beneficial for you to be able to compete with them. Meaning, like, you can actually have your railroad set up, your tracks can combine, your tracks can connect, and it's not a big deal. And because of the fact you're not in direct competition, and it's just sort of like, they're starting their tracks, you're starting yours, and as time goes on, you might be able to just take them on out, kick their butts, do a variety of things. But in this version, having it so that your tracks connect on up with them is just murder. They seem to go and they profit a lot more from it than you do. Okay, my CC rating. So let's do this. I'm going to issue some stock. Come on, come on. And what I'm trying to do is trying to prevent them from actually starting in Le Mans. I don't actually have to build the station here, I don't believe. But I have to make it so that they start off in a different area. And so that is my goal right now. And that... Jesus. Okay, that looks good. I didn't want to go and have a 3 right into that station. Okay, so let's give it a couple seconds. Let's get this started. So what I told you guys right there, you need to be able to go and have the most loads hauled throughout the entire area. And with that being said, what that means is that you need to lay track like crazy. I went through my traditional motions of I'm going to go and buy some farms and I'm going to use that money. And I was more worried about going and getting the 5 million of industry profits. If that's not hard to do, you just sort of have to do it. You sort of have to go along with it. And so with that being said, I got that. I easily got to 10 million for industry profits, but I was just like maybe a third or a fourth of the amount of money totally available. And if you didn't notice, I'm just speeding up the time so that I can get some money coming on in. What I should do is, let's do this real quick. Let me just get a fairly. Once again, fairly doesn't go very fast, and I should actually... So here we go. The Americans are quite enthusiastic by France's liberty movement. Several American investors wish to help out by providing inexpensive coal, thereby lowering your fuel cost by 45%. However, this will anger the merchants from Britain, for whom you do not only get coal but engine parts. This will increase the cost of locomotives by 25%. What will you do? I am taking the American coal. That being said, when I was playing this before, my trains broke down. I had one train that I had to replace throughout the entire game. So with that being said, one-time payment, and then the coal is actually less the entire time throughout. It actually worked out better for me and was more beneficial to me than going in another path. So let us do this. I am going... Oh, what? Come on, really? Let me stop this. I'm not okay with that. Come on. Let's connect this up again. I wasn't expecting that to go straight to a 5, which is pretty terrible. So, based off of the information I was reading on how other people was able to get gold, a group of American investors believes your company to be a dominant force in France soon. Seeing that you're a bit short on funds, are offering some help. In exchange for a note for $700,000, payable in 3 years, they will lend you $500,000. What do you say? I'm going to accept to get things off the ground. Now, the reason why is... that's interesting. Why did I only get 500,000? Oh, that's right. They give me 500,000. I owe them 700,000. So yeah, that being said, even if you go into negative, you might go into negative profits. But if you notice right here, hold on, I'm going to pause the game real quick. I'm moving this around a little bit to go and figure out the best spot. The reason why I'm trying to move it as close as possible to the left is that if I ever want to upgrade, the areas and the buildings around you need to be destroyed. So by moving it as far away as possible, if there's enough room on the sides, on the left and right, then it'll automatically do the upgrade. You don't have to worry about it. But if you make a mistake when you build it and there's a building next to you, then you'll have to either bulldoze your station or bulldoze the building. So it's always better off to give yourself a little bit of wiggle room. So I'm going to build that there and go from this place to that place. And I think, let's see, you always want to go from the less to the higher. So Le Mans actually has more, so that will work out fine for me. And you notice the cost for the railroad is quite a bit higher. So, let's go and buy myself a Sterling. Get that going. So, whatevers. Let's get it rolling. So yeah, the cheating from the companies from the game is just, it was terrible. It made things really freaking difficult, and I was just like, I don't even see any way possible to actually beat them right now as it currently stands. So let's see what my money's is. This one especially, you got to be incredibly careful that you're keeping on top of it. And whenever you have money and cash to put into yourself or other companies, do it straight away. The other companies are going to do pretty well. So it's not necessary for you to actually just put all your money right away into your own company. And as well as you're going to want to keep your dividend and keep it a little bit on the plus end. Once again, that's going to be the hardest thing, is making it so that you're the hardest on the top guy. Because they will cheat something fierce. And so when you start this off, get building right away. If they try to connect to your railroads, delete your track that connects up to their railroads. And if you're going to go buy another city that they already own, build your own station and just bypass all that. So as it stands, as you start off, once again, best thing ever is to connect up all your cities. Right now, as it stands, I don't know if I'll actually be able to make any money off of connecting up one of these guys, but I'm going to get it started. And I'm worried about this. This is... whatever. I had to deal with a 4. Didn't want a 4, but I got it. So, as you notice, they built all their cities or all their railroads right up top, which means if I go all the way across, I'll have the entire, essentially, southern hemisphere available to me. So I want to branch on out and essentially take up these locations and get going. And so if you're ever not the very dominant force, meaning that you're not making and pushing the most traffic and selling the most products every single year, then you need to work on getting that up there, because that is just going to destroy you. You see, the French government has decided to provide a bonus to the Tycoon that hauls the most cargo annually. They feel this kind of encouragement will generate a bit more competition at the end of each year. The winner will receive 50 grand. And that's not 50 grand in your bank account like right over here. That's 50 grand in your personal pockets to buy stock. And so, yeah, that's important. That's a world of difference. So let's see, issue stock. And I'm issuing stock now so that I can get things set up, I can get monies, and I can be a competitive nature, competitive force. And so I'm just going to branch out like crazy this game, which is kind of against what I generally do, meaning that I try to go and get as much industry as possible and branch out from there. But as long as I'm on top and I actually have that, then I am working out well. So let's see. My name in this game is Gerson von Bleckroder, or whatever the heck that is. So as long as it says Gerson, then I'm okay. And then I can start going and buying some more stuff and buying industries. But until then, I just need to build out like crazy. Once again, I sort of say this in every single time I play the game, but you always want to build maybe about 3 water stations to 2 maintenance facilities. So you kind of branch it on out. They don't need sand nearly as often as they need water. So as you're playing the game, you don't need to build them right next to each other. That's just a waste of your money for the maintenance facility. And so if you notice over here, when they go to the station, they have to go through this route all the way to Le Mans and then back again, and that's usually enough for the water. And then you want to make like distance it's almost like evenly. So the amount of distance from this water station to the station and back again is almost the same as just going from this water station to that water station. And then vice versa, going from this water station to Renee's and back again. So that's how I sort of build it on out. Let's see, this guy looks pretty good to me. So I have this entire section. And I think the next thing I'll do is I'll try to go to, not Rhymes. Let's see. Nope, fuck you guys. I'm not allowing that. Alright, so see, they just went and they built that right here. With that being said, let's see about bulldozing it. The last thing you want to do is allow them to connect up with you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay my track around it and prevent them from connecting on up. Once again, the reason I say that is they will get a lot more out of it than you will. And so if they can't actually get to your stations, come on. Come on. Sorry, when I record this, it just has lots of little issues. This goes way slower when I'm recording. Now let's try to make this a little prettier. And that way it'll cause less issues. And I don't think that it's smart enough to figure out that that has not been connected. I think that as the game plays out, it just goes, oh, I'm trying to connect up to that station. And then it connects, and it's like, okay, I'm done. But we'll see. If anything, that worked out not too bad for me. So this actually location, Angers, seems like it has quite a bit of stuff going on. At least it has a facility, a factory that's ready for it. So I am going to connect on up here. So I'm getting ready as well, because I'm trying to set this on up so that if I want to go across the river, I can easily just build a bridge on across. So that looks good. I have money coming on in. And once again, when I'm building the station, I'm trying to get this location or this factory in its hindsight. So it's a steel mill. It's not making money. It's not making jack. So sooner or later, that's going to actually start making good amounts of cash. So let's do that. Build it right there. Once again, providing enough space so that in the future, if I ever need to branch on out, I can. And let's go from... Angers only has 1 star. Le Mans has 2. So once again, go from Le Mans over to Angers. And I apparently don't have enough money for that. You know what? I'm just going to buy Crampton right now. And that'll be good enough for as it currently stands. I'm way down on money. Gerson, that's me. Sweet. That's right. I need to go and keep on top of that. So yeah, guys, that's the biggest tip that I can give you, and the biggest thing to work towards it, is you always want to make sure that you are the numero uno for moving stuff around. 83 grand. Very nice. Did they... What the hell did they do? I don't know if I'm going to keep on doing this. Let's see. No. Come on. There we go. Let's see what happens. If they connect up again, I'm just going to get rid of it. That sucks. But yeah, you don't want to go and connect up to their facilities, and you don't want to help them on out any more than you absolutely have to. Okay, so those are connected on over there. So, let's see where my next guy is. Oh, I need to go and build some water stations. Alright, so that Duke-class, that's the railroad I'll probably be using for the rest of the game. So let's see. Water station right here. And let's get maintenance facility right there. Keep an eye over on this. And get ready to build on out to these other locations. Now, once again, piers are always really, really good. Or docks, I should say, ports. Because they just bring in content. They just have stuff that's supplied and produced every single year. So having one of those that you're connected up to is never a bad thing. So let us cruise right over here. And that is expensive. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is, you guys might not like this, but I am going to bulldoze that house. Because that thing is right in my way. And use that to build right on through this. Now let's work on that dividend a little bit. Dividend isn't bad. How much money do I have available? That's okay. Are they trying to connect up again? Nope, not yet. Just waiting for this tick. Actually, let me issue stock. And the reason I say that is I will be able to make it back in the future, so I'm not worried. And that is only half a star from Renee's. So let's go from Renee's on over to Saint Malo. And that's 125, which isn't bad. Okay. The increased pricing makes it a little bit more sketchy on what you want to build and what you don't want to build. Another year. Okay, Gutterson, that's me. I got that money. With that being said, let us do... Let me look down here. Nope, nope, nope. I stopped that. So I have 90 grand in my name. Let's see what else they are doing. Who has the most dividends? This guy. Okay. So let's buy a little bit in his company. And once again, the reason I say that is they usually go and they raise up their dividends like crazy. Yeah, cool. They didn't actually connect up again. So that is much nicer for me. Okay. So they deducted 700 grand as they expected. Let me issue a bond. There we go. That way I'm not in terrible, horrible debt and they start yelling at me. That's right, that's fine. Dividends, that's okay. Okay, so the next place I need to connect is Nantes. It'd be dumb for me not to connect up over there. I'm just looking at my plan of attack. Okay, so they took Rhymes. That means I want to avoid that. Or if I do, I'm just going to go across it and not actually connect up with them. So that's fine. Dividend, let's change this up. Let's make my dividend, let's keep it at 0.5. I'm going to try to keep it at 0.5 the entire game. Nope, won't even let me. Okay. Now once again, your dividend automatically deducts, so you always want to make sure that when you're going and buying things and paying things off, that you just deduct and make it so that when you see this little thing drop, like let's say if it goes from 237, it drops down to about, like see that 182? So that means that it's paying about 50 grand. That's all these things kind of combined. And so with that being said, you always want to make sure that your dividend is higher than that. So that's going to drop 50 grand. And that means I need about 75 grand or about 100 grand sitting around and available. Otherwise, you run into a problem. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to let this money accumulate, and I'm going to wait until it's about 600,000 before I actually buy it and actually pay it off. Otherwise, if that drops and I'm down, then that dividend, the dividends that you're paying for your companies, will be dropped as well. And whenever it's been shown that you've actually not been able to pay your dividends, it usually dings you for a bit, for maybe a year or two. So you always want to make sure that that dividend doesn't fall down. Okay, so I'm at 520, so I'm going to wait for 6. Okay, you know what? The amount of money that I will not have to pay back based on actually paying that off right there will be in my favor. Okay, so nice. So that was me once again. My game is much better off this time than it was last time. It was ridiculous how badly I was getting my butt kicked. Okay, so let's see what his dividends are. 0.9. Okay, so his dividend is gone. So let's buy a bit in that guy's company. And that way I'm sort of keeping things a little bit even. And now that I'm doing okay, it's time for me to start building more. Hey, that's on the kind of where I'm branching on out to. That's going to be way up here. There we go, Tarbez. So that being said, let's get a little bit of money and let's start building. And did he connect up? Nope, still hasn't connected up. Now let's just see how bad this is. Okay. Build that on over here. Also, if you guys remember, let's switch this off real quick. If you remember, I went and set some, actually, like, I bought some crappy trains off to begin with just because I didn't have a lot of money coming my way. So because of that, I want to, as soon as possible, probably after I connect this on up, I want to build and replace those with better trains. Now, let's see. There's a lot of trains that are breaking on down. So what is happening? Is there anywhere around here where there's just a serious lack of trains, or let's see. If you try to build a train, you can actually see all the little sections. So let's look up over here. I'm not seeing anything right now where it looks suspect. No, everything looks good. So those trains are just terrible. Okay, so that just means I need to work towards replacing those trains even faster than I was originally expecting. Okay, so connect up to Nantes. And you got to remember, when you actually connect up a station, there's a lot of money that's divulged into it. It's all the money that you actually have to lay the track all the way out to. You have your water stations, you also have your maintenance facilities, and you have the trains that connect on up to it. So, like for instance, right now, when I'm looking on over where I want to expand to, Brest, which has 0.5 stars, which is essentially the amount of people that live there, as well as the amount of money to go back and forth with it. Usually the very first time, oh crap, what is this? Nope, let's get rid of that sterling. Let's go for a Duke. Um, the very first trip you ever make from a location. So if I go and I build some track from Rennes to Venez, that very first train that I build on over there, it's going to be way expensive because all the needs that this actual location has right now, like they want lots of stuff really badly, and so it'll be a really a very profitable trip generally the very first time. So with that being said, you kind of look at it going, after the very first time, it'll sort of even on out, and you won't be making very much. And so if you build to a location which has almost no stars, then you run into the problem of where you can't actually expand anymore, where you have a train that's going back and forth. It's actually not making any, like, a lot of profit. It might make $4,000 or $5,000 per trip, which doesn't really pay for the train being in use, as well as the water stations and the maintenance facilities to actually be there and to be used. And so you kind of, like, you don't want to go and expand to every single place as soon as possible. You kind of want to branch out and make it so it's beneficial for you and it actually works out in your favor. So now that we have that guy, I need a little bit more money. Let's do this. Let me try to issue some stock. I'm only doing this because I know that I'm doing very well right now, and it'll be in my favor. Let's see. His dividend is back up. Let's buy one more of him. Let's see. Okay, so right now I am currently... Oh, I'm being beaten by this guy. Okay, so he's actually... His stock value is overall higher than mine. So... Yeah, I might need to go and start buying dividends into his stuff. That's fine. Whoa. Hold on now. Why don't I have any stock in my own company? Huh. Oh, sorry. That's what he has stock in. He has stock in... Okay. That was very weirded out for a second there. So this is what I currently own. I own 5K of mine, I own 3K of this dude, and 1K of that guy. So that's fine. I was very weirded out for a second. I was very like, what the hell is happening? So Nantes. Nantes is going to be good. And let me build the facilities that I require. Now, since it's such a short amount of time, I mean distance I should say, I'm just going to build those right next to each other. Now, let's look over here. Let's collect this station, and let's see what they have a ton of. They have a lot of people, which means that they need to kind of move on over. And let's see. Beer. Livestock. Wheat. Alright, so what I am going to do is I'm going to add a train from Nantes that's going to connect on up to Orleans and Paris, because I'm guessing Paris is going to have people that want to go to Nantes as well. And let's see. No, not too much. Not as much as I was expecting. Okay, so where does meat want to go to? Where does meat want to live? Because there's tons of meat around here. So meat wants to go up to Dijon. And meat wants to go up to Croissant. So let us... I'm just going to build one train from Paris. Let's see, where is this at? Is that Paris? That's Chartres. Paris all the way to Nantes. Nice. Okay. Let's do that. This train is going to be worth 111k. So that's not too bad. Now, as I was saying before, it's about time for me to take all my trains that are actually terrible trains, like this guy right here, and replace it as soon as I'm getting a little bit more positive cash flow. So I'll wait till I have about 200 grand in the bank. How's this guy doing? Oh, he's doing terrible. Okay, so he's not very awesome. I might buy some more of that guy. Okay, so I have 200 grand. Now, wrong button. Now let us take this train and replace it with a Duke. As far as I can tell so far in this level, the Duke was the best train to make use of. And so let's have this one. Okay, he is actually stopping and being reloaded. Come on, come on. Just waiting. Okay, so I'm still the number 1. Come on, buddy. Where is this? Replace, replace, replace. Oh, he's just out of sand. Now, I don't want to retire it. I want to replace it with a Duke. Hello? So I am going to... Let's see. It looks like this facility just needs to get that connected on up. Let me see. And that looked like it didn't work out as expected. So I needed a facility right there. So that looks like that was causing some issues for a bit, which might be why my trains were shutting on down. And let's replace these bad guys. Replace locomotive. I'm going to replace all my green trains with a Duke class. Alright, looks good. So now I have Duke all over the place, and let us... Sorry, some people just showed on up, so I was saying hello to them. Let us go on over to the Troys. Now, that being said, let us get this little mark right here and get ready to migrate across. Now that I replace all those trains, it'll be my interest in the next little bit to actually stop, because I should be using my monies to buy more stock. Okay. So let's connect with this guy on over here. 2 Troys. Let's see. Okay, I'm running real close to my my negative amount, so I want to be careful about that. And let's buy some of this guy. Okay, so now I'm kind of evenly spread out. Their dividends are 0.9, 0.65, and my dividends are a bit low. So I need to, in the near future... Okay. Change the dividend to be a little bit higher. Let's make this into 0.75. There we go. So we have this guy. Ah, come on. Alright, so I, once again, won. So I'm happy about that, and I'm going to need to check to see whether or not that guy connected on up with me again. So we have this right here, and let us build another railroad. So that's connected. And let's see, I think I want to go from Paris on over here. I also might want to go... No, let's just do Paris. Apparently they're taking lots of alcohol for almost no money. So apparently Troyes doesn't really have a lot of stuff that Paris wants. Oh well, that'll work on out in the future. So let's see. Look how far away this is. Holy crap. I'm going to start buying in my own company now. So let's do this. Build a water station right here. As you can tell, I'm going to build a water station right here, another one right here, and probably another one right here. And that way it'll be evenly distributed. And let's build the maintenance facility right there. I also think that I'm going to build a station or a train from Orleans on over. Let's see. Let's move on in just a little bit. Let's see if I can... Trying to make this a little smarter. Come on, guys.